Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Reel or No Reelz, episode 9 with your man, Tommy Wirez.
What's going on? Mr. Rui here for episode 9 with a very special guest. We got our man, Jim McCue, with us today.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 9, Jim.
Thanks for coming.
Episode 9 is always the good one with any podcast. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
That's what we heard. It's all betting on this with the place, you know.
New wave, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
No, thank you so much for coming here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, with our episodes, all of our episodes have different information on and off, different guests on and off this week. We're going to dive into Jim McCue, who's been a staple in Boston comedy for many years. We want to just kick off, for those that don't know, a little bit of your intro, where you started and how you ended up around here, my man.
Great. I like being a staple. I feel like I feel like one of the food groups in the comedy food pyramid.
We use big words.
I'm like carbs. I'm delicious, but you feel bad later.
That's right. That's right. You're like a 3-ring binder than a staple.
You'll sleep nicely after you see me, but then the next morning you wake up and you're like, why did I do that last night?
That's right. That's right.
Watching your reels and your crowd work. Oh my God. I love every time they come on my feed. It's the best.
It is. You read the captions and you're just waiting for the response of the crowd's comeback, you know, and it's funny because got to be quick for that, real quick. But you didn't start around here.
Like seriously, I started here, but like grew up in Connecticut, so I started. There's a club. It's weird. This is how long I've been doing it. Yeah. There was a guy, Richard Belzer, who was on Letterman, and he had a book called like How to Make It in Stand-Up Comedy. He was selling it on, and I'm watching it because I used to watch all the Tonight Show and Letterman and all that stuff. Right. And I said to my brother, I'm gonna go to the bookstore tomorrow and buy that, just because he said he had a list of clubs. And then I look in the back and there's a club in Glastonbury, Connecticut. I'm like, I thought there was only clubs in New York and L.A. at that time, and really there kind of was only that.
That's awesome.
So but I just went and started there. I was like, okay, you're gonna let me go up and.
That's killer, man.
And then actually I was there, and there was a guy, Ben Powers, he was the football player on Good Times. I don't know if you remember that show with Jimmy Walker.
Yes.
He was the football player, and great impressionist, great singer. Yeah. And he hired me to work all black clubs with him. Okay. Because I work clean, and he wanted me to go in. He'd go up in like 2 different suits. He'd have like a white suit, a black suit. Yeah, I was. I love it. But they were the best best audiences maybe to this day I've ever seen was all black audiences, because he worked clean. Yeah. And he just wanted me to cover 20 minutes in the middle while he made an outfit change. Yeah. He'd do his comedy up front, right, and crush. Yes. And then he'd bring me up, and I was just wait so cool. While he's changing. Then he'd come out with a jazz band, Ben Powers, and he'd do another 40 minutes.
You were the halftime show.
I was the halftime show. Yeah.
So this off subject, I have a neighbor, and he's a worldwide trumpet player, and his entire beginnings is the same as what you just said. He got in with a black band, and he traveled the world as the white trumpeter with the black band. But it made him into who he became, and he was so proud of the fact, or not proud, but I guess he was just so enthused at the fact that he embraced him. I
just worked around New England, but I remember the first gig we did, I got there, of course I got there early. Yeah. And the bartender's like cleaning glass, he goes, "You must be on the show." I was like, yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
See, that's weird. So you start off from watching a show to buying a book to going to this club to
but those like the first paid gigs I got.
Right. But that's
talked about I just talked about my family and
right. All the stuff that's topographical to you.
Right. And he's like, "Jim, it's perfect. Everybody's got a family.
Yes.
You're fine."
Yeah. That's so killer.
But you got a little spoiled with your first clubs being good crowds.
Yeah, they were amazing.
How was your nerves the first day you stepped on, the first mic, the first try? What did you bring with you? Were you prepared? I know it's a long time ago.
I would pay a lot of money if there was ever video of me going on the first time.
I know.
To make that go away.
To
make it go away. So that people couldn't see how bad I was. No.
To watch it over again.
No. I was so bad. So bad.
Oh my
I had no idea what I was doing.
Really? None of us do. That's true.
You got to find a guy in Southie and be like, "I need something to disappear."
Oh, exactly. It was like in The Godfather when they blackmail that guy for being,
the back alley next to the dumpster.
Yeah, near the dead call girl,
That's so funny. All right, noted. So you sucked when you started. Fair enough. Okay, moving forward.
Good. Yeah, that went
I did too. So.
That went on for quite some time, and then still periodically will happen again. I'm not putting the bad videos up on YouTube.
No.
We put a lot of hours into those editing.
No one puts pictures of the bad meals up on Facebook.
No. What they say about like the Foxwood ads?
Yeah.
They only show the winners.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
You never hear the losses.
They don't show the people in the parking lot
weeping in their cars.
That's a good situation.
That's one of
if
they
still
have
scenarios.
a car. Yeah, right.
Oh man. God. So you made the choice early on to work clean.
Yeah, I kind of did. I always try to work clean. Although I did. Believe me, there was times I didn't.
Came back to it.
Yeah, I've come back to it. But you could find, I'm sure,
That's
on YouTube or something, you could find me dropping a curse word. But now I'm pretty conscious of not.
Yeah, right.
Even like now, if I'm trying to I learned something new about stuff you should have put on your YouTube videos, your shorts, and you go back through them and you're like, wow, I cursed on this one. I'll drop
Take it off.
I might have posted one
Sounds
with a bleeps curse yesterday.
Sounds like Jim's paying for a lot of stuff to disappear.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean,
I can go on stage and not swear at all.
Right.
I find that a perfect joke at the perfect time, it's okay to use a swear to emphasize the severity of it. And I know you guys have different perspectives on that, and I respect them. But I choose to only sometimes, and sometimes I don't even use the swear. Like if I'm going to use the F word, I change it to screw in my joke.
Yeah.
I can do a full set without, but but
that's like we had some years ago we had a dirty show, and we do periodically on the festival have like a dirty show. But what we did one year, which was funny, is we had a lot of acts that really don't work dirty. We put them on that, and everybody loved it.
Oh, right.
And I went up and I worked just filthy, and people were roaring. But it's so easy because once you take the ankle weights off, jogging's a lot easier.
Yes. He always says that to me.
Yeah.
He goes, "That's low hanging fruit."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You're so right, but that's made my writing so much better."
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can find the funny in things without having to emphasize with a swear, you can do way more.
Well, when you're first starting out, you just got to get laughs and survive.
Exactly.
First, if they give you 5 minutes, you got to try to not die in 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
That's all you're.
It's so scary. It's so scary.
You don't know how to swim. They throw you in the deep end. Any way you make it to that ladder is okay.
Yeah.
If you, whatever you got to do to get there, to get yourself to oxygen.
100%.
But as you get better, you hope that you evolve. And I'm not saying there's some. I mean, I always loved Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison was not a clean act, but he was genius,
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, with you working clean, I know a lot of shows like you book and you promote, but when you're working out in the field and you're doing your tours or going around the country, do you care who goes up before you as far as an open and a feature? Do you
not
feel
too much.
It
doesn't really. I don't care.
It doesn't affect you.
The only thing I don't like, this happens to me because I do so much crowd work, is a new act who's they tend to make them the host or the openers. They'll decide after watching me they want to do crowd work, and they'll decide on Friday they want to do it on Saturday.
Jesus.
So they go up and they're really bad at it right up in front of me, and that kind of is not good. Better if they're good.
Right.
I worked with. I was working in Vegas with Ian Bagg, who's a genius at crowd work. He's so good.
I'll be in Vegas on Thursday.
Yeah. You're going to be there?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Thursday,
not
Friday,
tantamount to.
Saturday.
That's not probably important to the story I was going to tell. But what'd you have for lunch yesterday? That's really interesting. That's riveting.
Man, Reuben, T-bones.
Let's forget about my Vegas story. Let's talk about your feelings for a minute, because I feel like you're not getting enough attention. I feel like you need, this.
Let's roll. Let's roll.
How much of this equipment does he own, by the way?
Exactly. 50-50. 50-50. 50% of it's podcast. The other 50 is like, we got to get out there.
I didn't have much of a. I was just going to say, Ian, the guy that was managing the club, said to Ian, I'll talk to Jim about not doing crowd work.
Yeah.
He said, don't do that. He goes, that's great, because I can run right off of whatever he does.
Yeah, right.
Which he could. He was flawless. He was brilliant. And just a great guy to work with.
That's awesome.
But it's only when when they're not good at it. But usually it doesn't matter what they follow. Usually if you just gotta, it's almost pacing more than anything.
Right.
You're just figuring out the pacing and.
Yep.
I don't do a lot of this, but people can do this. You can watch somebody. You can figure out, like, you watch hosts do that all the time. You go up there and you say something in your act, and they can tag it down on the way in.
That's what I try to do. Yeah, I love hosting. I feel like I try to set this.
Right.
I try to set the tone for all the other comics that are coming on after me to see, like, is swearing going to work? Is crowd work going to work? I try to touch a little bit of all of it in the first 5 or 10 minutes. But Working Clean, I know for you have a dry-bar special with over 5 million views.
Yeah. That was... that turned into something big, and I had no idea that was going to be a big deal. I really didn't, man.
Sounds horrible.
No, but you know what? Like, you're doing gigs, and they're like, because I did cruise ships, they knew I could work clean.
Yeah.
A couple people recommended me.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking to them, and they're like, it was at the time, it was like a couple grand and a plane ticket.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going.
Yeah,
it was just a gig I was doing it, but
Right.
Where was it?
It was in Utah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I've never been to Utah, but I'll Provo, Utah.
Yeah.
And they call it dry bar because they don't drink.
Roseanne's
It's a dry bar.
Yeah.
So I go there, and then I get there. It's like I'm going to guess it was 5 cameras, but it might have been 6. Yeah. And they saw a 10-minute video, which I sent, and that there's no crowd work in it. It was just material.
Okay.
So then I go up there, and I go right into the crowd. And the director,
What are you doing?
almost had a heart attack. And the first show, I had like a standing ovation at the end. I've never had that in my life.
Wow, man.
But I had one that night.
That's killer.
And that's not the one they showed.
Really?
Because I was just such an idiot. I was like, I did too much material on that show. Like, let's do the second one, because I'm thinking, what's the least I can do and still get paid?
Oh, right.
Like, that's the attitude. Yeah. But he comes in the back room, because you shoot 2 shows and they pick one.
Yeah.
They let you pick it, actually, which was nice. But he goes, you talk to the crowd. I go, yeah, it went great, right? And he went, I didn't know you were going to do that. I go, but now you know. he goes, yeah, but
Sure.
I go, it went great. You got it in the can. Everyone liked it, right? He goes, are you going to do that again the second show? I go, absolutely.
So he just wanted a camera view of you doing jokes your whole set?
Well, everybody else just, because nobody ever wants to do crowd work on TV, because nobody ever knows how's it going to end, and they're terrified.
Right.
But you don't know how any comedy's going to go. Like, you can write a joke and do it 100 times, and they put 5 cameras on you, and you choke.
Sure.
Or somebody takes offense to the setup while you're trying to do it, and they yell out.
Right.
I mean, all that stuff happens.
Yeah, of course.
Comedy's never...
No. The room dictates what happens with crowd work, for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, and then Working Clean with dry bar, you spoke about it earlier. You do corporate gigs, you do church gigs. That's exactly right. Like, now I'm getting gigs. I'm doing gigs in churches, and I'm doing gigs in.
That's fantastic.
I just got a big corporate date. Like, and they found me,
That's
and I'm not used to, like, this has never happened. No one. I'm invisible when I'm not on stage. I'm like the quietest guy. I'm in the corner.
Right.
I don't want to talk to people. I'm comfortable being alone.
Sure.
I'm just.
Is that why you just snapped at me when I was asking questions?
Yeah.
Some people don't learn. They just keep chiming in.
So it never happened. So someone reached out.
Yeah. And they reached out. They were like, the owner of the company. It was looking for Jim McCue, and they went to my site, and I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Oh,
and she's like, you're the real Jim McCue. I go, I'm the real Jim McCue.
Surprise!
I'm like sitting in my sweatpants with a cat in my lap. I'm like, I know this is thrilling for you. This is
awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome.
How did you get my number? Yeah, that's funny.
No, but
that's cool.
it's really good, and things are getting. Brian Regan said that to me one time when I first started out, and actually, so did Jerry Seinfeld.
Wow.
I'll tell you when I was dirty. I was working at Joker's Wild in New Haven, and I went to the Montreal Comedy Festival, and they had booklets then, and they had the agent's name, the who ran it. Shouldn't have said that name out loud. But anyway, I'll watch what I say. I came back, and he says, I said, I saw these great acts, they're amazing, and it was George Wallace, it was Jerry Seinfeld,
George Wallace.
and he had a cash business,
Yeah.
besides owning a bar, that very profitable,
Nice.
cash business,
I like cash.
and he just called all the people, all the agents, and hired everybody I said,
Wow.
hired them all. So I said, can you get me on the show? Can I host for Jerry Seinfeld? I don't care. Whatever you want, Jimmy.
Okay.
So now I used to be I was filthy when I worked that club when I very first started. I told you how horrible I was the first time I got on stage.
Right.
So now I do the show with Jerry, and Jerry goes, you need to write more. That's my advice to you. You need to write all the time, and you don't have to be that dirty.
That's
you
cool.
need to work at it, right? And he gave me a headshot. It says work, and he underlined it 3 times, right? So now I'm working on my set. I'm working really hard.
Right.
And Johnny says to me one day, he says, you're really funny, when you used to swear all the time. He says, and ever since Jerry Seinfeld, he goes, you're not funny anymore. No. He says, let me tell you something about Jerry Seinfeld. He's going nowhere.
That didn't age well. No.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
I never forgot that because I was looking at him hilarious. It was like he was so amazing. I'm like, yeah, that guy's going nowhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's super cool. That's super cool.
The stories are awesome.
That dry bar is amazing, man. I watch a lot of those.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. A lot of people from Boston are getting on that too, or from Boston have been.
Yeah. People are. It's like I don't think because I think I was just on the earlier end of it, and we didn't know what we were getting into, and then suddenly people are getting followings out of it. Like I got next year, I think they're doing another one with me, knock wood. Yeah. But I sent him the video, and he's like, "We finished for this year," but it's actually good because I want to work a little bit more on my
to get up there. Yeah,
I'm doing 2 album. I'm working at McCurdy's the end of next March.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm doing 2. I have 2 different 45-minute sets.
Okay. Old
and new that I'm going to record those for an album thing.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And so, but the idea is I'll release one pretty quick, and then like 6 months another one, and hopefully by then I'll be working on the 3rd one.
That's killer.
And getting serious and stuff like that. So
that's
killer. And then you'll take the best out of those 2 for the dry bar, or just one of them.
It'll be a completely different dry bar special than I did before, so I can't repeat anything.
Right. No
but the crowd work I don't repeat anyways.
Yeah, right.
No,
that's amazing.
But just to have that hurdle to reach to help your writing game exactly now.
Well, it also helps. It's hell, but you need it. Like you need to have something, a flag posted that you have to reach.
Exactly.
And so like if I got to get prepared in my mind for this McCurdy's gig to get the 2 45-minute sets that are different together, that are clean. I'm overreaching a little bit, but I've got to have that. I have 6 weeks to get that
perfect
together.
Yep.
Perfect.
Maybe I don't make it, but I'll be better than I am today by the time I get there.
In 6 weeks. Right. Yeah. Yeah. But now there's a little fire there.
Well, that kind of goes in line with a lot of the things we talk about on the show. Right. The show itself is called Reel or No Reelz because we have a portion of it where we talk about mental health. We talk about, bettering ourselves, the things that we do.
That's the real part. The real, yeah.
The real end of the show is, we do always try to bring a portion of our show into a little bit of a sentimental and more of like an educational, what we've learned in certain aspects. So what I'm saying this for is the fact that you're using that as your hurdle to get over so that you don't have any time now that you procrastinate to get to that hurdle. Because otherwise it's easy to just say, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. But because you have that hurdle in the back of your head, you always have that ticking clock saying, hey, I got to get this done by this point, and I got to do it.
Yeah. 7 weeks, 6 weeks.
And like even I was watching the 50-year anniversary of Saturday Night Live. They had a bit that was funny about everybody was anxious on Saturday Night Live. But it is that crucible of just being forced, you have to get it done by Saturday.
Right.
You have 5 days to get a show together.
Right.
So it's like there's
incredible.
no room for error.
Exactly.
And they still do make a lot of errors.
Yeah. Right.
But they're forced, and out of that pressure cooker, they've had all these genius sketches and stuff come out.
Oh, of course. Yeah, not everyone's a hit. But what they're saying now with the Saturday Night Live is a lot of people complain that the skits are too long.
Right.
Yes,
I understand. Yeah, I believe that.
Attention span again.
Right, back to the ADHD, attention span.
Yeah, they should be doing, well, if you notice the way they did a lot of that, and they did it because they're trying to acknowledge everybody, but they're going, hey, let's have a Q&A, and it was all the ex-members of Saturday Night Live standing up and asking questions that were obviously set up.
Oh,
they even made fun of it, but that was really funny because it moved really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're listening to killers or people that you remember from those skits in the past, like with the history of it.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So moving forward, things you got going on down the road. One of the big things you have coming up is you're doing a Boston Comedy Festival fundraiser.
Yes, I want to talk. I actually got it on my phone because I want to remember this.
Go for it.
Okay, so this isn't for sale yet, so we're breaking a little story here. It's going to be
breaking news. Breaking news.
All right, so I want to get this right.
Camera right there.
We're doing a. I can't read and look at that camera at the same time.
Oh, we don't have teleprompters here.
We'll do it like this. This will look totally natural. It's totally like high-end show business right here.
Can I just
step
out? Do your thing.
We're doing the Best of the Boston Comedy Festival to benefit a show called Comedy Gives Back Fire Fund, and it's April 5th at 7:30, and it's a night of history making. The Boston Comedy Festival is a one-night celebration of Boston comedy's greatest moment, and the special live event is top-tiered. This is all blah, blah, blah. And basically it's amazing acts, and we're raising money for comedians that have been displaced and put into hardship by the LA fires. So that's what it's all about. And we have on that show, we have amazing acts. We got Karen Morgan, who's been on Dry Bar and on CBS, and Paul D'Angelo, who's a Boston comedy legend. He's been on Showtime. Dan Bolger, Comedy Central, BBC, Don't Tell Comedy, Late Show. Aaron McGuire, Gotham Comedy Live. Jim McCue, who has an because of nepotism. He's going to be on that show. And that's it. That's going to be at the Berkeley Performance Center.
Oh,
and, I got to figure out how to. Now I could talk to you for a minute about this because we want to do a live feed from the Berkeley Performance Center where people can donate.
Okay.
So maybe we could do that post show or something.
Okay.
I want to figure out how to do that.
Yes, sir.
Because that's going to be all the money goes to them. Even the comedian's not getting paid. The festival's not getting paid.
Wow.
100% of the money is going to comedians. And there's so many. Look in Hollywood. There's like 1/100th of 1% is very, very rich, and there's everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, even if they don't own the house, if they were renting the house and that house is gone, there's 60,000 people looking for another place to rent right now. So it's out, and people need insurance, and people,
it's a terrible
it goes
thing.
on and on and on. Medicine, food.
So sad.
Yeah.
Sarah. That's a fantastic thing you're doing for that. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
What a lineup, too. That's killer.
Yeah, it's a killer lineup.
Awesome.
So the tickets are not for sale yet. But
yeah, they're going to. I don't know when this airs, but in the next from taping time in the next week, this will be up for sale. You can go to BostonComedyFestival.com.
Perfect.
To find this, and if it's not up, give us 4 or 5 days, it'll be up.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Yeah,
I can drop it tonight if we want to.
Okay.
But I'll hold tight and I'll wait for you to give me a date and then I'll put that in.
It's all right. Just put it up. I think people can go. They can.
Perfect.
Yeah. Don't wait on us.
Done.
Whatever you want to do.
Got it. Love it. We're up. It's going to be up. That's a fantastic for this year's festival, and nice, man. Great.
And the other show is every year our big show. We have at least two big shows, and the other one this year is our 25th anniversary of the final gala, which is the finalists from the Boston Comedy Festival. So there's hundreds of people try to get into this festival, and then somehow survive to where there's usually about 8 people that make it into the finals. Tony V is hosting.
Tony V.
I'm gonna do a set at the Berkeley, and then I'm gonna Uber it over to. I'll go on. I'll do a set, and then I'll bring on. We have our Lifetime Achievement Award winner is Billy Gardell.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Mike and Molly, if you remember that show.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else we got on that show? Okay. A guy who won the Boston Comedy Festival some years back, Ryan Hamilton.
Oh wow,
is Comedian of the Year. So those two guys alone would sell out 10 times the Somerville Theater.
Yep.
But they're going to be there. Tony's going to be there. I'm going to be there, and 8 of the top acts, maybe in the country, are going to be there. And that's and then after that, it's going to be this year's going to be a really fun time to be in the festival.
Sounds like it with the lineup.
We're going to have our rap party. We got at the afterwards, we're gonna, because we did this at the 20th year and it was really great. We got everybody to come in and we had appetizers and
holy crap.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on the 25th year. That's huge.
Emo Phillips, I should mention. Phillips.
You should.
He's going to be at the festival Saturday, Rockville Theater, and and there's a lot of other shows. There's shows for everybody. There is a clean show that Ron DeCory is putting on, and there's all manner of shows. We have here's an exciting thing about the Boston Comedy Festival. APCA, which is college student activity convention company, is sponsoring a showcase show. At the Rockwell Theater, and they're bringing in student activity buyers and agents.
Oh my gosh!
And we're looking at cruise ship buyers and agents and even the military.
Really?
That's not 100% nailed down, but I think.
Wow. I thought last year's was super cool.
Yeah, I mean, but the industries, we always get like some of the best. Les McCurdy's one of the best comedy clubs in the country, and he's going to be here, and
amazing,
and a number of clubs and colleges, and what we do is we try to diversify the kind of comedy buyers that are there for the comedians. So like some acts, if they made their living doing cruise ships, they'd be happy, very happy.
Oh, right.
Sure.
And some guys want to be club acts, and they want to, if we can get, someone from, New York Comedy Club or one of the, somewhere down there.
Sure.
We're trying to get a couple of New York comedy clubs up here.
Wow.
So that if they can get, that's their dream. That's what they want to do. Or if it, I don't know. Too, I think not everybody wants to entertain the military. I had a good time with it, but
right.
if you get if I go to somebody else's festival, and I get one gig out of it,
Sure.
I'm thrilled.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like
worth all that effort.
Oh yeah, like I did. What did I do? The Johnny Carson one in Nebraska. They celebrate. That's where he grew up.
Okay.
And the guy from Zanies in Chicago.
Oh, no way.
So I was working Zanies once or twice a year in Chicago.
Nice.
One of the oldest clubs. That's cool. And I'm
Yeah.
like headlining, and I'm, so that's all great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we heard the Montreal Comedy Festival is no longer.
Right.
So Boston Comedy Festival is moving up there. It's got to be top 3, top 5 in the country now.
Well, we're definitely. I think it's us and San Francisco are the two oldest comedy festivals.
Longest running.
Wow.
That's
in
awesome.
North America.
Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
congratulations.
It's good to be around you. This year, you're going to be in a couple different venues. City Winery being one in Boston.
City Winery. We're doing a bunch of shows there. We got a bunch. I can't rattle off all the names, but national acts, the contest, and that's a great place to see. Well, music and comedy, because the food is really good. Like a lot of comedy clubs, you go in and you want to bring a date in there, and your feet are sticking to the floor. You know what I mean? It's like once you're a grown up and you want to bring someone you want to have a relationship with, you want to have like a nice dinner with like clean silverware that's not made out of plastic.
Listen,
That place is
It's not in a
gorgeous.
basket,
That place is
You
gorgeous.
get a bottle of wine.
Listen, some of those crowds are the best crowds because as a comedian, you just want a spotlight and a microphone.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying there's some people who want to buy comedy tickets. Some people are not,
Oh, my God.
You're
that's
at the
hilarious.
Rockwell Theater.
Rockwell Theater, which is one of the best rooms to do comedy in. It's a perfect on the other side of it. As a comedian, it's only 200 seats. They're right in your lap. It's set up perfect. And that's right in Somerville, which is we're doing our big one of our big shows at the Somerville Theater.
Nice.
It's awesome, and that's where Emo Phillips is playing. I expect him to sell out 2 shows.
Okay. You say only 200 seats, just so you know, if I get 40 or 50 at my comedy shows, I'm in like cloud 9.
Yeah, but they like Emo will sell out.
Oh, of course you will.
Like
Of
2,
course,
and,
yeah.
and you go in there, and I've been in there. If you get 200 people in that room, it's electric.
Oh, that's
That's fantastic.
that is
Wow.
that is with the
That
20.
is. And what's the dates on this window?
It's April 1 through 5.
Okay, perfect. Everybody, April 1st through 5th. Make sure you get your tickets down in Boston. Ton of stuff going on. Boston Comedy Festival. It's going to
so
be
many
a killer
shows.
time. I mean,
there's prelim rounds, there's semifinals, there's the
Right.
finalists.
I need a piece of paper just to digest how much information we just got.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
That's the
incredible.
problem. I
That's
get
incredible.
it's not as
No, that's okay though. No,
it's not witty banter. It's like
No, we'll
No,
this
no.
business
But-
end.
We'll
No.
attach all the pages and YouTubes and all that stuff to
Yeah.
everything.
If you go to bostoncomedyfestival.com, it's a good page and it tells you all the breakdowns,
Oh,
ticket links.
I should
and
also
everything.
mention the Comedy Studio's doing a night there too. And
Oh,
we're gonna have
nice.
our opening party with all the comedians. Will be at the Comedy Studio
Sick.
in Harvard Square.
Howard Square.
Harvard
So
Square.
that'll be the first time I'm
Cambridge.
in that room. So
Really?
that'll be fun for
I
me.
was just there 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Where's
great.
Where's the big finale at? Last year it was Berkeley, right?
Yeah. Well, this year the Berkeley is the fundraiser for comedians that are displaced because of fires, and Somerville Theater is where we're doing our finals.
The finals. Okay.
And that again, that's another great comedy room.
Nice.
Great comedy room.
just crazy. Comedy Studio, City Winery, Rockwell. Like you're
Oh,
like
dude.
it really is the Boston Comedy.
Yeah,
Festival.
it really
Like,
is.
You have to try to miss comedy that week.
yeah.
yeah.
We're out there.
No, it was
Something for everybody.
It's a great networking week. If you're a comedian, get out there. It's something special to watch some of
Absolutely.
these people go around. You did say about cruise ship comedy, something else you do, and you have worked overseas for the military.
Yep.
Um,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's some crazy experiences there.
Oh yeah.
I know you said it's not for everybody. Like, I was a military member. I never was overseas, but I would imagine that, like, to give them that break for them is like a, whatever it is, an hour.
Yeah,
hour
I
and a
love.
half.
It's funny. A guy just called me. I used to do one of the last tours I was doing. Was called the Leathernecks of Comedy. It was Marine Corps bases.
It happens.
Yeah, and but the way I got hired was we did a showcase called the Boston Tea Party at the Improv in L.A. And an agent came, and my buddy brought this agent to see us, and everybody else got like different deals. They hired me to entertain the troops, me and Joey Carroll.
Joey.
So next thing you know, we've seen the world in mostly war-torn places, but Bosnia and Kosovo was where we started, and then I used to host the Battle of the Bands every year in Germany because of my ability to banter. I would like take the guy, because they have all military bands, and then they have like because it's a government thing. They had like in a gymnasium, they had the top of the line sound. They'd fly in a big band from LA to close the show, and I'd talk to the guy, hey, come over here, and while they're changing the drum kit out, I think they left the drum kit, but they changed out the sound and everything. Right. I'm covering time and keeping it funny, you know what I mean? Or
nice.
Moving along, and the guy Jim Shore loved me. He's like, we got to get you every year because it dies every time we got to bring another. They didn't have 2 stages.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that started out a lot of
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those I always thought the people that spend their time and energy for the troops, I give you so much credit because it's an awful job they have to do, and to give them some happiness and give them some joy is amazing.
I say, even like, we always think of the people that are in these dangerous areas first, and we should, but there's also the guys and gals that are if I can still bring gals out from the 1950s.
We'll just call them soldiers. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Personnel.
Good enough. No worries.
But then someone's going to call me from the Coast Guard. We're not soldiers. Okay, fine. Two humans that are in some sort of uniform, including the post office and the people who work for UPS. You can't finish a sentence anymore.
You can't.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm in Iraq. They're in uniform. They're risking their lives.
You can just call them the humans. That's all.
Am I right?
That's bland enough.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
No, you're
That's
right.
perfect. No,
but anyway,
I don't even
remember what I was going to say. Oh, so anyway, we'd one of the great things about being a comedian with that too is because when you travel around, you have this like hometown smell about you because if between me and Joey, we worked all over the country. So if somebody was from Chicago or Cleveland or Vermont or Florida, between the two of us, we could get pretty close to that.
That's awesome.
And you say, you had the steak and cheese. You were in
Yeah.
in Philly. Yeah. I went to that. Oh man, that's my place. That's my jam. So you not only do the show, but they have something new, something non-military to talk about,
Right.
and it brings
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, to have that
and just
have that bonding area.
And anything sometimes we're sleeping in tents, sometimes we're sleeping in a storage room, but I'm not kidding. But they always shared whatever they had. They did the best they could, and we're going, hey, we may be in a storage room tonight, but these guys have been here for 14 months,
right?
And we're inside the wire. They used to call us fobbits because you never left your forward operating position. We just helicopter in. We didn't go outside of the wire.
No, you're
you know what I'm saying? So like
escorted,
they were going to work outside.
Yeah,
that was a different level of respect here.
1,000%.
Did you crowd work to those guys?
Oh, the best crowd work ever because their jobs are crazy.
Oh, of course.
You guys he just fills water tanks.
That's right.
And the next guy is special forces. The next guy is a pilot of
Yep. Shout out to all our military members that have watched or been on this show.
Yeah, they're the best. I love our military.
Appreciate you all.
Love them.
That's awesome, man.
It's you've done more than one trip. You've done multiples.
Oh yeah. We did years and years of them because we started out with Bosnia like in 2000, and we ended up overseas anyway with. I think I was in Iraq in 2009 and Afghanistan. Afghanistan was funny because I got married. Not in Afghanistan.
Here we go.
But almost.
Holy shit.
Because we couldn't get on a plane.
Yeah.
Out of it wasn't Bagram. What was the name of the base? I think it was Bagram.
Okay.
The big base in Afghanistan, air base.
Yeah.
And we'd go every morning. Like, we got stuck on the base. We couldn't get off it because everything, they didn't drive you on the ground there. Everything was in the air. So, and officers and, you know, if we were cheerleaders, they would have got us off there, believe me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so different rank.
Yeah.
All the way around. Oh, believe me. Believe me. Their bags never touched the ground, you know.
If you were Aerosmith, you weren't going to
They're like two more guys. Yeah, play with a stick in the mud. We'll get back to you, you know. But,
Total pull.
so I go down there and I'm like, listen, we'll get you out of here. We can get you out of here. I go, so here's the deal. I'm getting married in 4 days. He goes, are you? I go, yeah. And if I don't, I need to live in Afghanistan for the rest of my life. This is going to be the safest place for me to live.
Just keep me right here. Right.
I'm marrying into a large Italian family, and her 4 brothers aren't going to let this go.
Well, yeah, because most of those bases, they only have 1 or 2 flights a week in and out, depending on where they are. Because I've friends that do that, and they serve in different areas. So
Yeah. Like, you didn't make this trip. Maybe the next one.
And they don't care.
No.
Zero care of you.
No, I was not a valuable.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
They just look at you and go, yeah, we'll see you on Thursday then.
Yeah.
His wedding, top of the list. No, not at all.
Oh, man. So did you get out on time?
I did. I
All
did.
right, good.
And I went from Afghanistan to Martha's Vineyard, which is as close as you can be to tripping on acid without taking acid. I was walking around all those like pastel colored cottages. I'm like, oh my, are you freaking out, Joey? He's like, yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Because we did a tour. We took a C-130 out of after a longer tour in. We were in Iraq was where we ended up, and Bobby Kelly and Colin Quinn are on the C-130. We didn't see them. We get off, and we're all, I forget where we were, in Kuwait or something, waiting to get out of the airport to get to where we're going.
Yeah.
And they're talking. They go, "Oh man, we've been here for a week."
Yeah.
And me and Joey were just like quiet. They go, and we're like, we could tell and Joey. They go, "How long was your tour?" And we go, 30 days. They're like, 30 days.
That's a break. Yeah.
Because we went to Bosnia, Kosovo, Kyrgyzstan, and I think that one, I'm not sure if we got into Afghanistan. And then we took all our winter gear and mailed it home. Jeez. And then we just had T-shirts and jeans because it was going to be warmer in Iraq. And we got down there, and we were all wearing swag because everywhere we went, the guys were giving us T-shirts and hats. But it was like we were just burnt by the time we got there because when they get you in an area, they want to utilize you. So like you go there, and they're just like, well, here's 3 bases you can hit in this area. Yep. And you get in a Black Hawk, they just boom, boom, boom.
Really? Flying in a Black Hawk to these
me and Joey are in a Black Hawk flying around. We don't even know where we're going or what time it is or what day it is, and we're flying over there. And I'm like, we have to scream. You can't hear each other in those helicopters. And I'm like, we're flying over this thing. I see all these guys in red jumpsuits. I go, that's Abu Ghraib. And he goes, no way. I go, that's Abu Ghraib prison. We land, and the guys, we run out under the blades and run up to the top, and the guy goes, welcome to Abu Ghraib prison.
Oh, my God.
I was like, at least we're not residents here.
Right.
Yeah. And the guy said a funny thing, which they gave us a pen. It said, Abu Ghraib prison, a gated community.
Oh, my God.
That is awesome.
Oh, so just a question. What years are these? Are we talking? Like early 2000s?
I think those were 2005 and 2009.
That's killer. That's awesome.
I think, but don't hold me to that.
No, that's fine. No. I was trying to figure what war we were doing at the time of
that was Iraq.
Yeah.
And, they weren't sending people in. Well, they were, maybe not us. I'm trying to think of when. I was around the same time.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Imagine being the Black Hawk helicopter and like, you got these comedians you got to take to 3 different bases.
The first American bases I did were the last tour. We did those. This is the first time I went to like San Diego and all those bases.
Right.
So that was interesting for us too.
I would definitely.
We did Japan and and Greece and Italy and Iceland and
that's incredible.
Comedy. Do you ever think
Korea?
Comedy was
And
going
that
to
was
take you
from.
to these?
Sorry, go ahead.
Comedy was going to take you to these places. Like, how do you?
Never. I never thought I was going to get out of my town, man. You kidding?
Did that happen from the Montreal Festival?
No, that happened. We did an audition in L.A.
Okay.
And this agent picked me up, and then like the guys I met that put me on that Leathernecks tour, they had a agency that represented athletes that went over.
Wow.
And they came to my show, and then they booked this. The guy I think they're trying to hook it up again, I think, because he called me. He's like, we're trying to get this thing going again.
Sure.
I go, I'll go.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna say no.
No, that's awesome.
You know, they'd have us in, like I said, they'd have us in an area. There'd be 3 bases, and they go, you're not scheduled to go here, but these guys haven't seen anybody, and
let's go.
Oh, any outside thing, yeah. Would it be a 30-day?
What are we doing? We're here for this, you know.
Oh, right,
of course.
right.
And we have like a backpack, and that's why they liked us, because we don't carry anything except for what we're wearing. So
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have the funny thing about the military though, like they had us. Where were we in? I don't know where the hell we were. It's one of those Middle Eastern countries. Kuwait. We were in Kuwait.
Okay.
And so it's outside. There's like a dust storm, and the guy pulls up a truck. You're going to be on the truck. Okay.
He is the microphone.
No, it's a guitar amp. It's like a Fender amp, like this big. Now it gets better. Because I go, this is
a 50 cal machine gun behind you.
Whenever you say it can't get worse.
Oh my God.
It can.
Oh,
because
man.
now the generator truck pulls up. It's on a semi. So I said to the guy, I go, I will do 6 shows in a row here if you can somehow get us inside a tent. Right. Which they did. We did like 2 or 3 in a row to get everybody done.
Right.
I go, I want everybody to be entertained. I want to meet everybody. But making them sit in a sandstorm, it's not a good. It's just.
No. This is counterintuitive right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I would kill for an airplane hangar right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure. But it was government planned.
That must be killer. Though,
they took care of us. They took care of us.
That's funny stuff. So it's crazy. Like you get into comedy, you don't know where the place is going to take you. Taking you to a dry bar special, taking you overseas for the troops. You're on your 25th year of the Boston Comedy Festival. This is like your home base.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big things happening because it's the 25th. I'm sure it's stressful as crazy. You got all these things going on and moving pieces all over the place.
Before I got in comedy, my biggest fear was like not having any direction or any goal. And comedy focused that. Now I still didn't have a goal. Like I would have liked to have been on the Johnny Carson show, but just getting yourself moving in that direction makes everything else possible. And you're not saying no to things. You're trying different things. And I didn't get a sitcom, but I never really wanted a sitcom. I didn't write a sitcom for myself. I just wanted to do comedy.
Right.
Get paid for it.
Right.
Yep.
Then the things that came up, like, what made you like say like I want to try the cruise ships? I want to try the overseas thing.
The cruise ships was just it became possible, and then once it became possible, I could make money.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And I went to all these different places and learned to work everything that you have to do. You learn everything's different to perform it. Cruise ships is a different set than the military, than churches, than clubs, than colleges. And I'm definitely not going to do college.
Cruise ships let you do
not happening.
No. Cruise ships let you do crowd work.
I do.
Yeah,
that's killer.
Clean crowd work, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of amazing crowd work guys. I think, but there's not as many. I mean, my niche, if I have one, is I work clean.
Clean, which is awesome. That's huge. It's huge. I try to work 99% clean. Mm-hmm. That's just obviously something you think of when you first start writing. Tony V was one of my instructors, kind of mentor things, and he didn't really say to or not to, but he just said, when you're up there telling a joke, make sure you own it.
Yeah, that's right.
Going into a couple other things as we wind down here with Jim McCue. Another thing you have that you're going to be working on, probably you're going to try to get out on a weekly basis, is a page you run called Stuff to Do in Boston.
Yeah, Stuff to Do at Boston. We have it's what to do in comedy. What to do in Boston. We have over 125,000 people on that page. Wow. So we started a website called StuffToDoInBoston.com, which is totally original, and no one ever would have thought of that.
That's sick.
Totally original.
That's sick.
But yeah, so like if you have an event in Boston, you want to list it for free, you go to StuffToDoBoston nonstop.com,
Okay.
and that's where you do it.
And
That's
then
awesome.
and the Facebook page has 125,000 members.
125,000.
Wow.
And so but now we're branching out. We're going to have like a newsletter. We're going to have TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff that goes with it.
So you're trying to put out a weekly feed, and on the weekly feed, you're going to pick different topics.
Yeah,
of
we
the
want to
week,
do a like a 15-minute like what's coming up in Boston.
Yeah, visual.
What to do. Where's your favorite cheeseburger?
Right.
Where's your favorite? Do you like duck boats?
Right.
Do you not like duck boats?
You do all the
where do you
work.
get seafood?
You do all the work for them.
What's your favorite rock band?
Yeah.
And where's the best place to see them?
That's
Jazz,
fantastic.
whatever.
All right. Yeah.
Use
You want
the
this to be,
visual
you want this
medium.
to be interactive.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the best place to get information on what to do in Boston is go to stuff to do Boston.com or to our Facebook page and just say, where's a great jazz club? And all the people that are on that page, they know more about what to do in Boston than I do.
Exactly.
No.
So it's really
Crowdsource.
I dug not even deep. I went to the page earlier this week. We knew you were going to have you on as a guest. Someone flew in from the UK. They were coming to Boston. They wanted places to eat, things to see that were historic, and things that they just put up a post that they're already back home in the UK, and they can't thank that page enough. Everything that was suggested, they listed what they did, and people were commenting to their comments saying, like, we can't believe you got this all done in a week.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, everything we looked up that people were saying, they were 5 stars, 4 points, so they wanted to not miss out.
I think yesterday I saw there's 2 or 3 posts from people coming in from Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. So they know about the parade, but what else can they do? Where's a pub? Or maybe they don't want an Irish thing. They want to do where's some good Chinese food, or where
some people even just like the page has so much good feedback. I've seen someone say, I'm coming in from the West Coast. I don't want to rent a car.
Right.
What's a great hotel in what area?
Is the tea safe?
Is the tea safe? All these answers are answered by people.
And the great thing about the tea is it hardly ever runs, so it's completely safe.
There's always a couple lines
When is
down.
sitting still and doing nothing dangerous?
Pick a color.
Can I
One of the lines is
It's a good place to rest
Pick
your
a color.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underground with no lights. It's very peaceful.
It's very safe.
Aren't you glad you flew 18 hours to get here and sit in the dark?
and have no
man.
streets that make sense.
We take it for granted, but there is a lot to do in the city of Boston.
Oh, yeah, there
Insane.
is.
You don't even realize.
You come
I
here
know
with kids. There's museums. There's
the waterfront. If you see it in the
Faneuil Hall.
winter, it's beautiful. If you see it in the summer, it's almost like things to do change with the seasons as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How did you conceive that idea when you initially made this page or made the website? What gave you the inspiration?
I just wanted to. I always was looking for things to do, and actually I have a lot of things that I'm doing that I want people to know about.
Nice.
True.
So I wanted a place that I could post my stuff.
Give it back.
Yeah. Well, but I'm definitely getting something out of it because I do a lot of comedy shows. We talked about all the festival and all that stuff.
It's genius.
And it just worked out way better than I thought it.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. Good.
Right.
good.
So people advertise on.
It's also cool. Like I was just talking to my wife today. Like we never go to see bands anymore. Like Elvis Costello's coming through town, and like where are they going to be? And
so the venues.
If you're looking for a date idea, like that's what I really. But then there's other people that are like they have a softball league or they have a whatever.
Right. So the page or the Facebook page will let these venues submit things that they have going on.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then people can comment and feedback on them as well.
Right.
Nice.
That's awesome. So stuff to do in Boston.com and stuff to do in Boston on the Facebook page. 125,000 members in building. Moving forward, we're going to look for some of Jim McCue's face to do some live interactive feedback, some advertisements.
I think that's really going to do
I think we should do it.
Maybe some taste tests. You want us
You
to
guys are hired, yeah.
You want us to grade some burgers? You want us to grade some,
Yeah, no, we'll just get
who has the best cannoli in
The
town?
only thing I want to do different is I want to have chat so that the people that make me look good by knowing everything about Boston can then chat in and say, "No, Jim, that's not a good idea."
We can make a nice screen.
Not a
You
good
can
idea.
see that.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
When-
You should go here and not here. Which they don't really do. Most of it's positive. Like,
right. And you'll get this if you like so and so's pizza. You should try.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All
Definitely.
right, Captain Toppa, settle down over there.
Oh, dude, there's totally that. Totally that.
You think that cannoli's good? Go across the street. It's like, okay, dude. Like, I can't get a bad cannoli. Like just feed them or just kick. You know, if you want,
we should get somebody with like a Yankees hat and have him like.
They're not allowed in the studio with the Yankees hat.
No, but like they go into different restaurants and they grade it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's not a bad. And then we go to New York and we grade theirs.
No. And then you have like the third episode. The guy's just like sitting there with a black guy. He's like, "Look, I just don't like the restaurants in Boston, and I don't want this job anymore." We could put like a GoPro on him.
Jim.
Send him in.
Just Jim made my life
You see him running out the front door with all dishes coming out behind him. I think it was good. I don't know. I tried to tell him I'm from Boston. It's just a joke. I'm just wearing a Yankees hat.
That should be pinned at the top of your page. Stuff to do in Boston.
If you're a Yankees hat.
Yeah, don't wear a Yankees hat.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that one. Places not to go in Boston if you're wearing a Yankees hat.
Just be the total opposite world.
I think that's actually just a show that never ends.
It's every single place.
And what do you win? A Yankees hat.
A Yankees hat.
But you got to go down to New York and buy it yourself.
Shout out to all the New York people that watch us. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
Sure,
That's funny.
sure.
So,
Too late for that. Look at you in the Red Sox jersey.
I got no hate, man.
You got no friend.
I love everybody.
Yeah.
I don't sign allegiance to anything because everything changes in life.
No, that's not true. I don't hate, but I can root against. Like, I'm so glad the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Me too.
And I'm not an Eagles fan.
I know.
But you can root against somebody.
Right.
I think my children's have changed my thoughts on that because it's like they're all teams that they like, and it's like what I'm not going to hate my kids for not liking the Patriots. They suck right now, so
Right. So this
there's
episode
other kids that can
9
do that for you.
is dropping soon. We'll try to get this out. You're going to see this is going to be real fresh within a day or two from us being recorded right now.
Yeah.
So with that pushing forward, we're in the middle of February.
Yeah.
Boston Comedy Festival, April 1st through 5th.
Yep.
Stuff to do in Boston.com, stuff to do in Boston on the Facebook page. Look for us there, or look for Jim there, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was great talking to you. Anything you want to close out with? You got coming up? There's something you forgot to
just thank
mention?
you. JimMcCue.com, BostonComedyFestival.com.
JimMcCue.com. All right. I'm sure
This was an awesome
you're working
episode.
this weekend. Friends with this guy, runs a bunch of rooms. He's always got comedy going from the Cape all the way up to Maine, so and everything in between. So that's all on your page.
I
right?
think Friday I'm at one of the Smitties up in Sanford, Maine, and then Saturday I am at McCue's Comedy Club. How to get that booking?
Yeah,
In Portsmouth.
it's a tough room to
I'm
get
not really.
into.
I'm not really on the line. I'm not on the site as working there, but
Sure.
I'll probably.
But you
be able-
never know.
I'll probably be able to get a spot.
That's
You'll never
awesome.
know. Yeah, we'll see. Show up
awesome.
and go up.
Yeah, man.
When your name's on the sign, it works for you. It
I
works
love
for
the
you.
Roundabout Room.
Yeah.
That's a fun room.
Yeah, that's Portsmouth, New Hampshire, at the Roundabout Diner. Jim McCue's got his
Yeah.
home base is basically out of that. But
Emo's going to be there April 4th at the Roundabout.
April
Emo
4th.
Phillips.
Oh, so he's before the finale.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. Get a runner up.
And they're already. We didn't even really advertise that. We just put it on the site, and we're already selling tickets. Are boom, 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 boom.
oh, of course.
He's gonna be sold out by the
Yeah.
easily by the end of the month, and I'm gonna be begging
As-
the owner to keep us open for a second show.
Double up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
That's the
I
goal.
hope so. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, as a 5-year comic in New England or in Boston, whatever, Jim, I just want to thank you for all you do. I try to thank every booker that does things the right way. A lot of the bookers in this area are old school, so they, we're trying to learn as a new comic the old school ways, but appreciate. I know it's not easy. All the rooms you're running, the comedy festival you're running, I know it's like it's a lot of work and stuff, and I praise you guys for keeping it going because it's a big deal for us.
100%.
Well, I wanted to work in a coal mine, but they didn't have any openings, so I was like, I'll do this instead.
You'll do this.
the canary in the candle down in the coal mine.
Oh man, it's no, it's funny. Like, every comic you talk to, you don't know where they started, and like everyone has a different goal. Like you said, some want to just do 200-seat theaters. Like to me, that would be amazing. To
Yeah,
just
I would
tour
like to,
200 seat, and then someone like might do 700-seat theaters. Someone might do cruise ships, and that's it. It's like
Yep.
and it's funny that not funny, but it's good to talk and hear your perspective because you touch all of it. You go out and do
I'm known
theaters.
for gratuitous touching. Kind of my.
That's why this bar is so high, so you can't see hands. What's going on?
That's right.
Oh, me and Tommy actually built this high to hide our gut.
I like it.
We talked
I'm a
about
fan of that.
We
man.
talked about it on our first episode. There's a reason
We're gonna start our podcast in 6 weeks, and we could either like quit all carbs and go to the gym, or we could just build a higher bar.
Look at
Higher
Put some
bar.
cinder blocks under that thing.
if we're on a stage.
Mission
you can't
accomplished.
tell. You can't-
Custom made, custom paid.
Yeah, we got barber seat chairs, and we look at ourselves. We pump up and down.
They're
to
just
make
gonna
sure-
crop out
That's it.
from here down.
100%. All crops. I do it all. I all do post production.
That window's getting smaller and smaller though, because I'm bald and I'm fat. So like, what?
You
There's
go
like an
for both.
eyeball, you know. One good eye,
No,
the other
you're in
one's a little lazy, a little red.
Keep raising the strike zone, smalling it down. Oh man. Well, I'm Mr. Rue, Tommy Wirez, Jim McCue. This has been episode 9.
Hang on.
Oh,
Let me say something real quick.
Okay.
I'd like to also thank Jim for continuing the comedy trend in this area.
Yeah.
And being a trailblazer, and I know how hard it is to make a living and make money and be successful in this world, and to be able to do it with a palette that's so difficult to succeed in as comedy really sets the bar and speaks for itself of you and what you do for a brand. So me personally, I would like to say thank you. The first time I physically saw you perform on stage, doing crowd work and doing all that, was at last year's comedy festival. And it was an honor to be there, and I met some amazing people, including Tony V. And I just wanted to say thank you for that. And I'm probably saying this for a lot of comedians out there. Thank you for the opportunities that you have given so many people by doing what you do so thanklessly and so determined and so dedicated to. So I just wanted to say we appreciate you here at Reel and No Reelz.
Yeah.
1, I'm sure the Comedy Festival people. 2, and I'm sure the Boston, what's stuff to do in Boston, really love you. So I just want to close out with that. And I also have one person to have a shout out to, my buddy at Relentless Path. He is a physical coach. He's a mental coach, and he does Zooms online. I just want to give him out. He's an electrician like me, out in Arizona. So I want to say shout out to my buddy Greg Hoffman for this killer hat he sent me, and I appreciate you.
Nice.
And I just want to close the
Swag.
show.
I want to give a shout out
Swag.
to Helen DiMarzio, who does most of the work
She's amazing.
at the festival and the clubs and everything else. So
Helen's awesome.
before I take any bows, I gotta.
Helen's
No,
awesome.
Helen, we send you a bow.
Helen, we
a
love
great,
you.
It's a great event. I was there last year. I wish I knew about it earlier. I would have went even as a fan prior to that.
Right.
Amazing week.
So cool. This is so much fun.
Now with social media and stuff, you go to a place like that, you share social media, and some people I'm still friends with from last year. Brooklyn, Connecticut, it was amazing.
That's the benefit of a festival. You cross pollinate and you get more opportunities.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of people hear festival and they think competition, and this isn't. It has it.
Yeah.
But there's so much around it that's just you don't have to be.
Yeah, we're gonna try to set up an industry panel on the Saturday, so some of the agents, managers, bookers, people you want to work with will be at that panel.
Wow.
And I really advise the comedians to make. A lot of times they don't, but you should go there. You should meet these people you want to work for.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to have a lanyard somewhere,
I'm not there yet.
and I was there every day that I could be last year. I went for every round. I watched, supported some of my comic friends that made it in. Went to some rounds where everyone was from out of New England. Yeah, it was crazy to meet people from 2 4-year comics to 10-year headlining comedians out of Brooklyn. It was amazing to and then I went to the finals, and that was a hard. I mean, that Berkeley place was over 1,000, right?
Yeah.
1,200 people or something like that.
I think it's 1,200.
Sold out. Every comic did great. It's really hard to pick. The judges have a tough job. It's not a
yes, sir.
It's not an easy thing, but we're done with episode 9, guys.
Yeah.
Episode 9, sailing it off. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Sean.
Tommy
Thank you,
Wirez,
guys.
Jim
Thanks for having me
McCue,
on.
Mr. Rue.
Absolutely. Catch you guys. Check us out. See you later.